Hi guys, how are we all doing? Hope we're all well. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going through a little preview of game week 1 Premier League fixtures. We're going to predict in the games. We're going to see how we think the teams will fare going into this season, and yeah, we're going to predict how I think game week 1 of the Premier League is going to go. Let's get into it. Alright then guys, let's get into it. As we can see, the first game we've got on the Friday night at 8 o'clock kickoff. We've got Crystal Palace taking on Arsenal at Selhurst Park. I think this is a really exciting game to kick off with, to be fair. Crystal Palace, as I said, amazing year last year. Arsenal made some brilliant signings, so I think this is going to be a really good game to kick the season off. A bit of a tough one to predict, I'll be honest. Palace is a good little side. Arsenal can be dodgy on the road sometimes. Tough one, but I'm going to go with the opening game of the season to be a 1-1 draw. I think both sides will get a goal, and I can't really split it because it's a tough game to predict that. So I am going to go with a 1-1 draw. Palace, I think they'll take that early on in the season. Decent little results to kick the start campaign off. But yeah, 1-1 draw for me. Can't split them, to be honest. Next up, we've got Fulham taking on Liverpool on the early kickoff on the Saturday, 12:30. And you know what the old saying is, never about the early kickoff, but I think the betting favourite are Liverpool. And to be honest, I can't see going against it really. Fulham nearly promoted, but I think they're going to struggle in this game. That new promotion bounce, I don't think it's going to be enough to get a result against Liverpool. They look really strong in the Community Shield final, Liverpool. They look ready for the season, they look ready to attack. And I think Fulham are going to be in for a bit of a hiding, if I'm honest. I can see Liverpool getting off to a strong start. How many do I think they'll get is the question. I'm going to go... I'll be generous. I'll go 3-0. I think that is being generous because, like I said, they look ready to kill Liverpool. They look in the mood. It's going off that Community Shield. They look bang up for it, and I can't see them not being up for it for this game. 3-0 Liverpool for me. Next up, 3 o'clock kickoff, we've got Bournemouth taking on Aston Villa. Decent little game for Bournemouth to start with. Villa going to be a bit of an unknown commodity really. They made some signings, and you know, we'll see how Gerrard sets them up. It could be a bit of an interesting game. Bournemouth for me, I've got them down and struggling this year, so I can't really back them. I'll go a tight game. I do think there'll be goals. I'm going to go 2-1 Aston Villa. I think it'll be a bit of a tight game, but I think Villa will just sneak it, come out with a bit of quality in the end. Leeds Wolves next up. I think this will be a bit of a cagey one. Both sides will not want to lose their opener. I can see a draw here, if I'm honest. Leeds, they need to kick on really. I think they'll be a bit more solid this year than they were last year. Obviously very leaky at the back. But I think they'll have improved a bit this year. I do think this game will be a draw, so I'm going to go 1-1. I think Leeds will take the lead, but I think Wolves will peg them back, equalise. Next one, we've got Newcastle hosting Nottingham Forest at St James's. Another 3 o'clock kickoff. Newcastle, obviously, they're looking for a massive year this year to build on last year. All the money that they spent, not that much really, considering. Yeah, I think I'm looking at them getting off to a good start. And obviously Forest, they'll be looking to stay up this year. Steve Cooper, really good manager. Tough opener for Cooper. I'll go with Newcastle, but I do think it'll be tight. I'll go 1-0. Go on then, I'll go 1-0. Yeah, I think they'll edge it Newcastle. Callum Wilson winner, why not? Next up, we've got Spurs taking on Southampton. For me, this could be one of the more dominant performances. Fancy Spurs this year. If you've watched my Premier League predictions, I think I've got them finishing quite high up, as I've said. Yeah, another game, 3 o'clock kickoff. I'm going Spurs. I fancy them to win. I think Son will get off to a good start, usually does. And I'm going to go 3-1, I think, for Spurs. I think Southampton will get a consolation, but I think that's all it'll be. Everton Chelsea next. Obviously Frank Lampard taking on his old side. Really did struggle last year, Everton, under Benitez at the start. Lampard came in, just about kept them up in the end. Chelsea, they've had a bit of a rough pre-season really, and they didn't have many good results. They were struggling to bring in players. Obviously I think they were linked with about 5 or 6, and they've only ended up with about 2 or 3 really. But I do think they'll get a win early to kick off the season. I think this one will be tight. I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. Yeah, 2-1. Next up, we've got Leicester taking on Brentford. I think it's a bit of a tough one this for Leicester, to be honest. They've had a bit of a rough pre-season, not really brought anyone in, which for me they should have done really. I think they needed that Tielemans thing sorted early doors, and it's just dragged and dragged and dragged, and he's still not gone anywhere by the looks of it. I do think he'll play. I don't think he's the type to sort of throw his dummy out the pram, and yeah, I think he'll play Tielemans. Whether his head will be with it or not, I don't know. For me, I think Brentford will sort of be holding on in this one, but I fancy them to hold on. I want to go 0-0 for this one. I think it's probably the only nil I'm going to go with. I don't like predicting them, but yeah, can't see many goals in that, so I'll go 0-0. United taking on Brighton, 2 o'clock kick-off on the Sunday. Obviously Ten Hag, we're looking for a good start against Brighton. Not too bad a game for United really, should have most possession, should have a lot of chances. Brighton, Cucurella, will he start? Probably not. Obviously being linked to Chelsea now, so that's probably going to happen. They'll willing to pay the 50 million, so he'll probably go. United, I think they will get off to a good start. I think they'll win, but I do think it'll be quite tight because Brighton's midfield isn't terrible. I think it'll be a bit of a dominant. I think they'll be dominant in midfield, Brighton, because United's midfield really do scare me of how attacking it is, rather than being sort of structured. I do think they'll come out in the end as winners. I'll go 2-1 Man United, not 21-0, 2-1 to Man United to win. But yeah, I think it'll be a tough game, but I think they'll get over the line. Finally, on the Sunday at 4:30 kick-off, we've got West Ham taking on Man City at the London Stadium. As we've seen from my Premier League prediction, I've gone City to win the league this year, so you'd like them to get off to a good start if you've backed them to win the league. I do think it'll be a tough game. We've seen from the Community Shield, City probably needed a few more pre-seasons games to get obviously match sharp. They've had a lot of disruptions, the likes of Laporte, Foden not training really all pre-season, not having that pre-season games to get in the legs. So I think it'll be a tough game this, but you'd like to think with City's quality they should come out on top. West Ham, they have brought in some good additions, Skamaka, things like that. I think it'll be a bit of a good game this one. Feel real like livener to open the season. I'm going to go 3-1 to Man City in the end. I was going to go 3-2, but I just think they'll come out on top. City, they'll look to make a statement early doors. They'll see Liverpool's result. I think they'll want to match it. So yeah, I'll go 3-1 Man City. I think both the top two will get off to a good start this weekend. Right then guys, that's all for today's video, and that's how I think game week 1's going to go down in the Premier League. If I think I've had any shockers there, please do let me know in the comments. I think I'm pretty nailed on there, to be fair. Get your bets on them, that's what I've had there. But yeah, any disagreements guys, do let us know in the comments. Let me know how you think this week's going to go. As always guys, thanks for watching the video. Please drop a like on it if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later.